You're watching Home TV, Channel 6.
A new offer goes out to stop the siege of Sarajevo. Is it for real, or is it just a piece of paper designed to stop the possibility of NATO airstrikes?
In Topeka, Kansas, a shootout in a federal building leaves dead and injured, raising more questions about courthouse security in America. And a 14-year-old girl takes the stand and tells the court why she wants a divorce from her biological parents.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather in Sarajevo and Connie Chung in New York.
Good evening. Serb forces have had Sarajevo surrounded for 16 months now. Tonight, a new development. They are promising to open up the city and observe a truce. But Serb promises have been broken before, and Secretary of State Warren Christopher is going ahead with a trip to Italy to check on plans for Allied airstrikes to break the siege. Dan Rather was there when the Serb military leaders made their latest peace promise in the Bosnian city of Pale.
As NATO strike aircraft practiced maneuvers overhead, the Serbs played their next hand. Their leader, Radovan Karadzic, came from Geneva to lay his new cards on the table. With him, General Ratko Mladic, who has taken that strategic ground around Sarajevo that is now the Serbs' big bargaining chip.
I want to get you on the record here. You specifically deny that this was put forward simply to relieve the possibility of NATO airstrikes.
Yes, exactly. We did not mean that way. We just meant to unblock talks in Geneva.
Will this unblock the talks?
I do hope so. I do hope so.
Here's the Serbs' new deal. First, they say that they'll pull back from some of the high ground overlooking Sarajevo if UN troops take control of it and keep Muslim forces out. Second, the Serbs say they're offering to open 2 roads into the capital, a move that could loosen the chokehold that has left Sarajevo desperate for food, fuel, and water.
One of those roads, the Croat forces, military forces, actually control part of it.
Yes. We will guarantee it through Serbian territories here. And the Muslims have to guarantee it through the Muslim territories. And then Croats will guarantee it through the Croatian territories.
Sound complicated? It is. Everything in the Balkans is complicated. That territory in central Bosnia is a battle zone right now. Fighting there between Croats and Muslims is fierce, and it is blocking a UN convoy of fuel tankers crucial to Sarajevo's survival right now. The Serbs also have a new plan for Sarajevo's future. 2 separate cities, side by side, one Serb, one Muslim.
When I talk to the Muslims, they say this is suicide for Sarajevo to talk about any division of the city because it's a multi-ethnic, multi-religious city where people get along.
Well, the Muslims would say that because they are majority and they can command and control everyone. Serbs want to be autonomous out of Muslim domination.
Bosnian Muslims don't trust the Serb general to live up to his part of the script.
He's trying to take over Sarajevo, and Karadzic is talking something different, trying to confuse the international community. This double talks has been a tactic for almost a year.
So Muslims see the U.S. and the West as again being played for suckers by, quote, those master manipulators, the Serbs. The Serbs see the U.S. and NATO as now having no good reason to unload airstrikes and every good reason to accept the war's reality, namely that the Serbs have won. No one can be found who believes that peace will beat winter to the Balkans. Dan Rather, CBS News, Sarajevo.
The war in Bosnia has claimed the lives of more than 200,000 people. Thousands more have been wounded. Then there are the casualties that cannot be counted. Children who will never be born. As Alan Pizzi reports from Sarajevo, many Bosnian women are deciding wartime is no time to bring a child into the world.
Nadja Bahor and Sofia Durakovic are about to share a bond neither ever wanted. This morning they each walked 4 miles so they could have an abortion. They had to bring their own water.
In these conditions, I really don't have enough food to feed the 2 kids I have. If it was peace, I wouldn't think about abortion.
240 women had ultrasound pregnancy checks here in the last few days. Only 39 of them want to have their babies.
The reason for abortion is always the same. All these women, pregnant women say it isn't time for pregnancy, it isn't time for newborn.
Anissa Kemenyakovich decided she couldn't abort her first child. She may name him after his father. He died on the battlefront exactly 1 month before the baby was born. Premature births have doubled since the war began here. The average weight of newborns has dropped 20%. Birth defects in stillborns have tripled. It's a situation the chief pediatrician says has only happened once before, during the siege of Leningrad in World War II. Pregnant women in Sarajevo suffer shortages of vitamins, proteins, and most important, iron.
All our women is anemic.
And if a woman has a particularly painful birth, she just has to endure it.
We haven't drugs for pain. Just now, you can see, we haven't drugs.
And so they do what would otherwise be unthinkable. So many of them that the post-abortion recovery room has 2 women to a bed, and they can only rest about half an hour. And then Nadja, the marketing consultant, and Sophia, the housewife, started home. They'll pick up more water along the way, so they can try to cook lunch for their children. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Sarajevo.
The State Department's top expert on Bosnia is quitting in a policy dispute. Marshall Freeman Harris is protesting what he sees as President Clinton's support for the breakup of Bosnia.
The talks that are going on in Geneva now that we refer to as peace talks are in fact partition talks or dismemberment talks. And I find that completely unacceptable that a global democratic power could support such a process. It's completely inconsistent with our values as a nation and what we stand for as a democracy.
And by the way, Harris is not the first man in charge of the Bosnia desk to quit the State Department. His predecessor resigned a year ago to protest Bush administration policy on Bosnia. A courthouse in Kansas looked like a war zone today. A man about to be sentenced on drug and weapons charges opened fire. Tonight, the gunman was found dead. Correspondent Vicki Mabry is in Topeka, Kansas. She has our report.
The gunman walked into Topeka's federal building around 9:30 this morning, armed with rifles and bombs. At the 4th floor courtrooms, he opened fire, wounding at least 2 people, a security guard and a lawyer, and killing another guard.
We had some officers who sealed off the building immediately. All exits were sealed immediately. There were several other explosions that followed.
Outside, a car exploded just minutes after the first shots were fired. SWAT teams cornered the suspect in a 4th floor clerk's office as workers nearby barricaded themselves and others on lower floors escaped.
They told everybody to lock themselves in a room, and that we did. We just heard that there was a lot of gunfire going on.
The suspect is identified as 37-year-old Jack McKnight, who is scheduled for sentencing today on drug and weapons charges. In a search of his Meriden, Kansas home, police found explosives and what appears to be a suicide note. Topeka police officials say there's never before been a shooting at this courthouse, but other cities across the country have been forced to change their security measures after enraged defendants have gone on deadly shooting sprees.
Yeah, so someone's shooting in here right now.
In the courthouse?
In the courthouse.
July 1992 in Fort Worth, 2 lawyers were killed and 2 judges wounded by a gunman angry over losing custody of his son. In Newark in June, a detective waiting to testify in a drug trial was gunned down inside the criminal court building. In St. Louis County, the husband in a divorce case killed his wife and wounded 4 other people before police shot and wounded him. Most large metropolitan areas have installed metal detectors at their doors. Now even smaller cities may have to do the same as angry defendants take the law into their own hands. Vicki Mabry, CBS News, Topeka.
Meanwhile, the Postal Service is trying to stop what's become an epidemic of violence by its employees and former employees. 11 shooting sprees in the past 10 years. The Postmaster General said today he plans to hire an outside firm to check the background of anyone applying for a job at the post office. Straight ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, crunch time in Congress and the Oval Office. Will the House give the president what he wants? And a brand new federal law on family leave goes into effect. Some say it's too little. Others say it's way too much.
Oh, we dreamed about a vacation in Hawaii for 12 years. Then we get there and disaster strikes. We're all stuck in our room with diarrhea, so I bought Imodium AD. I heard it worked better.
Original prescription strength Imodium AD stops diarrhea, often with one dose, instead of dose after dose of the pink stuff.
With just one dose, our diarrhea was gone, and so were we, out having the time of our lives.
Imodium AD, the original prescription for one dose relief.
The facts. Just the facts. When you buy a Price Pfister, you get far more faucet. Starting with a fabulous engineering inside, on top of which they add fashion galore. Far more faucet for far less money. Which is why nothing, in fact, compares to Price Pfister. The fabulous faucet with a funny name.
In Washington, the House is set for a make-or-break vote tonight on President Clinton's deficit reduction bill. By most accounts, it'll be an old-fashioned squeaker. Chief Washington correspondent Bob Schieffer has the latest from Capitol Hill. Bob?
Connie, as the House of Representatives was heading toward a final vote on all this tonight, a key source told me that House Democratic leaders who've said all week they have the votes to pass the president's plan have now concluded they are 8 votes short. They believe and are saying publicly that they can round up those votes in the next couple of hours, but they have concluded that if they do win tonight, it will be by 1 or 2 votes out of 435.
As the vote tightened, the president redoubled his phone lobbying. He knew many of the 500,000 other calls that flooded the Capitol today were against his plan. But somehow much of the last-minute drama was lost on the House floor, where the final hours of debate turned into the silly season, as when Republicans explained why Democrats want this bill.
Here they are, the top 10 reasons, Mr. Speaker. Reason number 10, lost arm wrestling bet with Janet Reno.
We'll spare you the Yogi Berra quotes, but no debate is over anymore without that call to bite the bullet, or the proverbial question,
Where's the beef?
or that favorite reference to railroad trouble.
Is a train wreck waiting to occur.
And it was a very busy day for the prop department. Petitions were unfurled. The mammoth bill was dragged to the House floor with a complaint no one had even read it.
Pass now, read later. Now that is retroactive.
Phone logs were cited.
Let me read from one of those.
And he did. There were little charts, middle-sized charts, real big charts.
You are here.
Even elementary charts.
And that's as simple as A, B, C.
In truth, it was anything but. And in a last-minute attempt tonight to sway conservative Democrats to their cause, House leaders announced a new plan and a promise for more government spending cuts this fall. Will that be enough to win tonight? All they say is, we hope so. Connie?
Thank you, Bob. Starting today, millions of Americans are affected by another new federal law. This one is designed to ease the squeeze on working Americans caught in the crunch between demands at the office and demands on the home front. Correspondent Giselle Fernandez reports on family leave and what it could mean to your family.
When Dan and Maria Murphy's daughter, Jennifer, was born, taking extra time off for family business could have cost them their jobs. But now, with the Family and Medical Leave Act finally in effect, company policy is swinging in their favor.
All right.
I think it's very exciting to give us the opportunity to stay home if we could with a child and still have the security knowing that our job is there.
The new Family and Medical Leave Act applies to companies with more than 50 employees. It allows workers to take 12 weeks of job-protected unpaid leave after the birth of a child and adoption, or to care for a seriously ill family member. It applies to both women and men.
It seems like it's a great opportunity for parents like ourselves to stay home, or for my wife to stay home a little bit longer.
This may be landmark legislation, but not everybody is happy about it. For 8 years, a powerful small business lobby fought hard against the Family Leave Act. Now that it's law, it continues to voice strong opposition.
Things continually cost us more money, and we're supposed to absorb the cost. And it's a little hard sometimes in today's economic times to pass those costs on to your clients.
Rosenthal says his corporation already has a leave policy. He resents more government meddling. Among the critics are also employees like Monique Johnson.
It's a good thing, but like I was saying, if you can't afford it, then it's not really all that great to have.
Some experts agree it's not perfect, but say it's a good first step.
We recognize that the workforce is very different, And we're beginning to say that we, in fact, value families.
A value shift the Murphys say will make it easier to plan for another set of footprints in the sand. Giselle Fernandez, CBS News, Virginia.
The autopsy on Deputy White House counsel Vincent Foster reportedly shows he had no unusual drugs or substances in his body when he apparently shot and killed himself on July 20th. The official results of the investigation are not expected until next week, but a police spokesman said today all the evidence still points to suicide. By many accounts, Foster was depressed about his job, including criticism of his handling of the so-called White House Travel Office fiasco. On that score today, the White House confirmed that the investigation is closed on 5 of the travel office workers who were abruptly fired on charges of mismanagement. They've been notified that they are now entitled to be restored to federal employment, though not at the White House. Stay with us for much more CBS Evening News, including the day after Judgment Day in Los Angeles, an uneasy calm in the City of Angels.
Oh, come on. The answer is no. He has to say no because the man's civil rights were violated.
Introducing Ford Taurus SHO and the craving. If you've had a craving for a truly sophisticated performance sedan, may we suggest our 24-valve, 220 horsepower Taurus SHO, now available with automatic transmission. Think of it as caviar for the power-hungry.
Wash, rinse, spin, dry, save at Sears' greatest laundry event ever. Save on loads of washers and dryers, Kenmore, GE, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and more, including our very best laundry value of the year. This large capacity 2-cycle Kenmore washer for $248. Matching dryer, $198. The lowest prices ever. So before you wash, rinse, spin, dry, save on washers and dryers through Saturday at Sears Brand Central.
When you have hands that you're just so achy and painful from arthritis, you need a pain reliever cap that you can get off more easily.
That's why the makers of Tylenol introduced the Fast Cap package. It's so easy to open.
No pain, no nothing.
It's commended by the Arthritis Foundation.
Easy is 1, 2, 3. Less than 1, 2, 3. Easy 1.
The patented new Fast Cap only from Tylenol, the powerful pain reliever that's not a pain to open, not for homes with young children.
Have you ever gambled and lost? This man lost big time. Now he's broke and wants his money back. So he's taking the casinos to court.
Eye to Eye with Connie Chung tonight.
It's been quiet in Los Angeles since 2 police officers received light sentences for the beating of Rodney King. And the LAPD has called off its state of alert. But while most people appear to accept the judge's decision, Bill Whitaker reports few agree with it.
This city, already racially divided,
You are part of the problem. You're part of the problem, too.
seems more so today, like 2 opposing camps,
And the only reason they had this second trial was to appease the black people.
screaming across the airwaves.
Was it a political decision?
You're
You're not going to answer my question, are you? Just not going to do it, are you?
The answer is no.
L.A. was peaceful last night as it began to come to terms with the judge's decision almost everyone found reason to hate.
Most gracious God, we gather on this evening with heavy hearts.
Many African Americans found the 2.5-year sentences insulting.
Black life is cheap, and those who violate it will not be severely punished.
We're tired, L.A.
Yes.
We are tired.
But so are L.A. police. Sending cops to jail left many feeling betrayed.
The officers are more aware of being persecuted for trying to do a job.
Anytime you take a person's freedom away and you incarcerate them, I don't care what you put them in. 30 months is a long time.
Former police chief, now radio host, Darrell Gates, says the whole King affair sends a chilling message to police.
If you don't think that a message has been sent to those officers over 2 years, you got another thing coming.
This sentence turns up the heat on the trials of the young black men accused of beating white trucker Reginald Denny. Many here ask, what kind of sentences will they get?
How lenient will the criminal justice system be to the LA4?
Today, Stacy Coons set off for some family time before reporting to prison. And LA continues the struggle to put this whole divisive episode to rest. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Storm clouds are building far out in the Atlantic today as we approach the one-year anniversary of Hurricane Andrew. Tropical storm Brett is gathering strength and speed hundreds of miles from land. Brett could reach hurricane strength sometime this weekend and pass near Puerto Rico. Right now, it is only a threat to ships at sea. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, baseball's grand old man strikes a blow for the 40-something crowd.
The American Impressions Collection from Ethan Allen. Just because you don't have a lot of money to throw around doesn't mean you have to live with disposable furniture. Right now, there's a sale going on at your local Ethan Allen.
Chili, fried, coffee.
You better add on some Tums.
On the house.
Except these aren't Tums.
Same thing.
You got them all mixed up.
I told you they're all the same.
Listen to me. Tums has calcium. Is this calcium? No, it uses aluminum and magnesium. So does this. This here, original Rolaids, uses an aluminum salt. The only one of these that helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need is Tums.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Insist on calcium-rich Tums. Every second of an asthma attack can feel like an eternity. That's why there's Primatene Mist. Primatene opens clogged breathing tubes fast when speed counts. Primatene Mist, fastest type asthma relief without a prescription.
Some things you don't want to paint every year. That's why Super Paint with a 20-year warranty is on sale now at Sherwin-Williams Super Sale-a-thon. It ends August 28th, so hurry. Like I said, there are some things you don't want to paint every year.
Are your feet paying the price for high fashion? How to take care of painful bunions. And actor Tommy Lee Jones chases down the fugitive tomorrow on CBS This Morning with Harry Smith and Paula Zahn.
A Florida teenager was back on the witness stand today trying to persuade a judge to let her divorce her biological parents. Correspondent Diana Gonzalez reports on the emotion-packed testimony of 14-year-old Kimberly Mays.
I started crying and I said, Daddy, don't let them take me away. And it still brings tears to my eyes.
Kimberly Mays broke down in court as she recalled the day Robert Mays told her he was not her biological father. She had been switched at birth with this little girl, who later died of a heart defect. Hospital tests revealed the truth. Regina and Ernest Twigg were Kimberly's natural parents.
I want them out of my life and my life back.
Kimberly showed anger toward Regina Twigg over allegations Mrs. Twigg made that implicated the Mays family in the hospital switch.
She's intruded into my life. She's a stranger, and I don't like her very much.
Kimberly's attorney asked if she clearly understands what she's trying to do, divorce her biological parents.
It means, to me, cutting off all legal rights to me, means cutting off all legal rights to them.
The Twiggs listened as Kimberly recited something she wrote a few years ago in her Journal of Feelings.
I have to get a shot. I hate shots. I hate the Twiggs.
Yet she had nothing but wonderful things to say about the man she considers her father. Kimberly described their relationship as loving and nurturing.
Kimberly, what is your greatest fear?
Being taken away from my father.
Next week, Kimberly will learn if she'll be able to close the door on that fear and any relationship with her biological family. Diana Gonzalez, CBS News, Miami.
He packs heavy. She packs light. She wears silk. He wears wool. He's comfortable at 68 degrees. She prefers 72. Good thing they own a Buick Park Avenue with available dual-zone climate control. 72 for her, 68 for him. Too bad everything isn't as accommodating as Park Avenue. From Buick, the new symbol for quality in America.
AT&T.
AT&T, without a doubt.
If price were no object, which long-distance company would business people choose?
AT&T.
AT&T.
For a few pennies a call, AT&T.
Wouldn't you?
Come on. People said they'd choose AT&T 7-to-1 over anyone if price were no object. And now it may not be. Introducing Maximum Advantage. Now you can automatically get AT&T's lowest price guaranteed in writing when your business spends over $200 a month with
AT&T. AT&T, period.
Maximum Advantage from AT&T, the best in the business.
Now, Hart's long-term flea and tick protection is not just for white-collar dogs and cats.
Hart's Yummies?
The famous Hart's 2-in-1 flea and tick-killing collars now come in fabulous colors. So every dog and cat can feel comfortable with the powerful benefits of Hart's 2-in-1 protection. Protection that works for up to 5 months, wet or dry. Pets are jumping for joy wearing their 2-in-1 colored collars. Just ask any flea or tick. These are drop-dead colors.
I know what I like and don't like. I don't like irregularity. It slows me down. I don't like harsh chemical laxatives. I like natural. Like new, smooth texture, regular flavored Metamucil. It's the only natural fiber with no sweeteners, no added flavors, as well as no grit. I don't like those. So it's easy to take. Easy to get the extra fiber I need. And it works just the way I expect from Metamucil. To get the body up and running. I like that.
Metamucil, the natural choice for regularity.
It's the final victory tour this summer for baseball legend Nolan Ryan. The highly revered Texas pitcher is hanging up his spikes after this, his 27th season in the major leagues. But last night, a funny thing happened on his way to the Hall of Fame. Richard Threlkeld reports.
Nolan Ryan's pitched 7 no-hitters. Last night on the mound for his Texas Rangers against the Chicago White Sox, he threw a 6-hitter, you might say. One of his pitches hit the Sox third baseman, Robin Ventura. So Ventura, aged 26, took off after Nolan Ryan, aged 46, who demonstrated that youth will be served. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. What followed was, as they say, a bench-clearing brawl. Ventura and the Sox manager were ejected. Nolan Ryan emerged just fine, thank you.
I want to be like the guy that crawls out of the pile and goes over and sits down and lets the rest of them finish.
Ryan used his pitching arm to slug Ventura, but no harm done. He went on to pitch 7 innings and got the win. And if anything, enhanced his status as the poster boy of the over 40 crowd. In New York Central Park today, they were already practicing the Nolan Ryan punch.
To see a guy that old, a little older than I am, boy, take on that, I said, great. Let's hear it to Nolan Ryan. He did the right thing.
The message around the American League now is, don't mess with Nolan.
I'll just go to first base because I don't want him hog-tying me and beating me up either.
For the record, Nolan Ryan insists he disapproves of violence.
I'm not a believer in fights because even the winners get hurt.
But like anybody who's middle-aged, he's learned from experience. 13 years ago this month, Dave Winfield charged the mound, got in the first punch, and got much the better of Nolan Ryan. Never again. Last night, Ryan demonstrated his own personal amendment to the golden rule. Do unto others before they do unto you. Richard Threlkeld, CBS News, New York.
Yeah, and that's our news. Tonight, be sure to join Eye to Eye. America's courthouses under siege. Today's attack in Topeka is just the latest outbreak in a frightening epidemic. We'll have a report. And the story of a gambler who lost millions. Now he's trying again to beat the odds by suing to get his money back. That's Eye to Eye tonight at 9 o'clock, 8 Central. I'm Connie Chung. See you again tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. For Dan Rather and all of us at CBS News, good night.